Hello, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon to all of you. I am thrilled to be here for my first ever LinkedIn event. While I have conducted webinars and workshops on Zoom, this is a new venture for me on this platform. I would like to introduce I Listen First, which is a movement that promotes active listening, character building, and strengthening relationships. As a counselor and life coach, it is my pledge to continue listening to people without judgment and assumptions. I invite all of you to join hands with me in this movement and endeavor with a pledge that I listen. Based on the motto of I Listen, I have chosen to address a very important and often misunderstood subject: autism. This neurodevelopmental condition impacts millions worldwide. And today we will embark on an enlightening discussion. Recent data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, that is CDC, emphasizes the significance of addressing autism. In the United States alone, 1 in 36 children is diagnosed with autism, a notable increase from the previous rate of 1 in 44. This disorder, affecting social interaction, communication, and behavior, has a prevalence of 1 in 45 among adults in the US. Beyond borders, let's turn our attention to India, where an estimated 18 million people grapple with autism. Astonishingly, 1 to 1.5% of children aged 2 to 9 years are diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, highlighting the global impact of this condition. Without further delay, I want to introduce my friend Mrs. Kalpana Vogeti, who currently resides in Brussels, who with her husband and two wonderful children. She is not only a wonderful storyteller but also a blogger, writer, and published author. More importantly, she is working as a content writer now, showcasing her multifaceted talents. You might be wondering why I chose Kalpana. Well, she is the mother of an autistic boy, her eldest child. As we delve into this serious conversation, we will learn about her struggles, challenges, and many other aspects concerning autism. So, without wasting time, I will invite Kalpana. So, Kalpana, are you excited to engage in this conversation? Would you like to share a few words or two, a few words before we start discussing this subject?
Hello, everyone. Absolutely, I'm excited and nervous, a bit nervous too. So that's a beautiful concoction, I think. So my name is Kalpana. I'm a homemaker, a content writer, and most importantly, an autism parent. And on this occasion, I would like to thank Mr. Chiradeep for inviting me to this. I'm sure to this wonderful conversation we're going to have. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, as Kalpana is already ready to answer all my questions, my queries, so that people can relate with and get help, and they feel comforted listening to what Kalpana has been going through all this time, let me pose my first question to her. Kalpana, how old was your son when he was diagnosed with autism? And what were the initial challenges you faced in understanding and adapting to your son's diagnosis?
My son was diagnosed with autism when he was 3.5 years old, I think in the year 2014. I discovered specific symptoms. I would rather call them signals, like how he used to react when I used to call out his name. Most often, there used to be no reaction from his side. His social interactions were limited, and there was a peculiar way in which he used to line up his toys and play. There was a speech delay, not even basic words like mama, papa, boo boo, as compared to a vast vocabulary of a kid of that age would develop already. And there was like sideways flapping of hands and moments of anxiety, nervousness, or happiness, and so on. So I observed all these behavioral patterns closely and resorted to an extensive research. Yes, Google, hail Google, before seeking medical guidance. So yeah, we were sure there's something that needs immediate attention. So there was a comprehensive evaluation done by a team of healthcare professionals, including neurologists, development pediatricians, psychologists, and speech language pathologists. After a long series of all these tests and observations, the result was announced to us, something I feared and had a long standing intuition about, that my son is autistic. Yeah, that was devastating. It was a big blow to all our beautiful dreams we envisaged for our son, for our firstborn. And starting from there, that was an uphill journey of letting the news sink in, planning the future steps, and most importantly, giving a 200% to provide an encouraging and supportive environment and making our son feel loved no matter what lies ahead of us. I'm sure all the parents would feel the same for their child, irrespective of the life situation. So, yeah, there's nothing to boast about that. But certainly that was the most challenging period. And our first struggle, our first challenge after the diagnosis came in was to find a proper school for him that caters to the needs of children with special needs. So he initially used to go to a normal school, sorry. I don't want to use that word, and but I sincerely don't know how else to put it. So things were not different for him there either. Like, he never interacted with any kid, and he was not properly toilet trained despite of many efforts at home, and his inability to communicate with others left him out of the big group. And like, teachers, they had 19 other kids to take care, 19 other kids of the same age, and could not give him that extra ounce of care. And I don't blame them. Like, I have to admit that they have had their own share of struggles with my son. So the moment we discussed our diagnosis with them, they told without a blink of an eye that we need to find a special school as fast as we could. So we live in Brussels, and despite of having an awareness about autism as a country, the number of educational institutions for autistic kids is quite limited here. The number of students each school would take is limited as well. So we had to wait for a long time to secure a place for him in a school with trained professionals and loving teachers. Sincerely speaking, honestly speaking, I have lost count of the emails, appointments, and calls I have made with different NGOs and schools to seal that one spot. And during that period, as we were searching for a school, as I attended a few training sessions and explored various research to understand my son's needs better. So after a final long wait, my son got a place in special school for autism in 2016. Yeah. So, and before that, he used to go to a daycare center, which was nothing but an extension of hospital services to cater to autism kids and other kids with different special needs. So yes, I would call that the journey like a roller coaster ride of 10 years and more and counting now.
Wow. That's wonderful. I can't even imagine how both the parents, like you and your husband, must have
Yeah.
been going through. I can just imagine the pain and the struggles. Okay.
I
Mm,
was immediately moved to tears. When the
yeah.
diagnosis came, I was immediately moved to tears. But then we had not just me, but like we as parents, we needed to collect ourselves.
Mm, mm,
That was, yeah.
yeah. Moving on to my next question, Kalpana. I know these reminders are so overwhelming for you because even we can feel, I think, audience must be feeling how you must be going through, how Pavan, your husband, must be going through. Now,
Yeah.
despite of that, to continue this talk, I want to ask one more question. How do you structure your son's daily routine to accommodate his needs? And what specific activities or therapies have you found beneficial for your son, like in day-to-day life?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, Many autistic kids are very particular about their routines and schedules. Okay, we also have that something we call like playing safe thing. Like we would stick to certain dish that when we go out and order. We have that playing safe zone.
Mm-hmm.
So coming to autism and autistic kids, they appreciate set patterns of how and when things are done. Like my son is one among them. He likes his things to have a scheduled and fixed flow.
Mm.
Surprises are usually a big no for him. Like, so I keep things as familiar to him as possible. But let me give you an example about this. Like, I know that if I change the brand of the ready-made pasta sauce he eats, it would be impossible for me to convince him to accept the alternative sauce. So, in my mind, I have to be ready with my plan B, forcing a possibility of disruption to plan A. And the plan B should have to be in the realm of familiarity again. You know, he must be familiar with that solution. Then only he is going to accept it. Many people would call it tantrum or bad behavior, but changes can and do trigger anxiety in autistic kids.
Okay.
To put something into routine or to use, I believe autism parents need a little longer time. Let me give you another example. Like, for example, my uh, there is a 2 week holiday in school when there will be no school bus as usual, and he has to stay at home. I keep telling him daily 2 to 3 weeks weeks before the holidays just to prepare him mentally. I communicate verbally as well as I use pictures to reiterate the information.
Mm-hmm.
Now, coming to your second question, I found speech therapy is very beneficial to my son. He had this weekly speech therapy session at school, and before the COVID period, a private speech therapist used to take sessions at home. So they have helped him immensely. Now he can use words, not complete phrases, complete sentences, but then he can use 1 or 2 words to express what he needs exactly. If he wants to eat something specifically, he can tell us. If he wants to go out, he tells us. So he is still nonverbal when it comes to his expressing his feelings or emotions like pain or discomfort. But I see every inch of progress he makes as a ray of hope. As a mother, I waited 8 long years before my son called me Amma, like mother in Telugu language. So every movement and movement matters to me, no matter how trivial they seem to be. And talking about other therapies, massage therapies worked well for my son. Massages have a tremendous calming effect on him.
Mm.
I observed carefully the way the hands are stroked to give that relaxation and tried it with my son at home. When he's anxious, I can say a tight hug and a massage help 6 out of 10 times, if not 10 out of 10 times. But then that's a good ratio probability. Sometimes I give him colors and Play Doh to play with. The texture and feel of those materials in his hands calm him down and keeping him engaged for an extended period. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Now, moving on to your son, like you spoke about how you, helped him. Like, I just wanted to ask, how does your son communicate? And what strategies have you developed to enhance his communication skills? Because without communication, it's actually we cannot interact with people. So, uh, for a autistic child, I don't know how. I just wanted to know how your son started to communicate, and how
Yeah.
you helped, how you came into picture when it comes to he communicating with the world, or with family members, with his sister, and with your husband and everybody around him, or school
Yeah.
students and all. Yes, Kalpana.
Yeah, that's actually a very good question. Because communication was used to be our main gripe. So the school introduced us to a system called PEX. My son uses the Picture Exchange Communication System. That in short we call it PEX.
Okay.
So it is a communication system designed for like individuals with communication difficulties, or less verbal people. Um, it, it he carries in this system, like he carries a communication book with pictures of objects, gestures and motions, like everything like a picture, for
Okay.
like yes or no, thumbs up, thumbs down, and what are the places, what are the things, and different things, everything like a picture.
Mm-hmm.
The book contains all these pictures. So in order to communicate his needs, he would take a particular image from the book and give it to us or his teachers, expressing that he needs that thing or activity. So once the communication has been established, I mean, we understand he wants this, he will return the image to the folder. So, and if there is a need to delay the request, the teacher would use a no icon from the book. Teacher or us, we also use the no icon from the book and make him wait. He has to oblige for the moment and repeat the procedure.
Mm-hmm.
But all of this sounds nice for the moment, but I want to specifically mention that somehow he doesn't want to use the book at home that often. Like probably he's a big boy now and who can reach out to all the hidden corners of the kitchen shelves and take things. But at school and other places where he goes out to spend a few scheduled weekends, he uses them without fail. And he has learned over the years, he's learned how to use it better. He can communicate. So over the last 10 years, I have seen a good learning curve for him when conveying his needs. So as I mentioned earlier, his regular speech therapy sessions at school also helped him. He's learning words through observation and imitation.
Mm.
And yeah, did I mention that he sings really well? For
Oh
that,
wow.
he doesn't need any training. He sings well. Like he is observing something and starts singing.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So, does he sing the? I mean, watching TV or listening somebody?
YouTube.
Okay,
No, no,
YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay, okay.
he no that's wonderful. Like he wants me to browse something and play that particular song. He would name the song to me, like he's watching some Ganesh Aarti. He
Okay.
would say uh, Ga Ganapati Cha. He would spell like that. Or sometimes he's in party mode, say party to banni hai. Party to banti hai, nahi, party to banni hai. So I have to play that.
I see. I see. That's wonderful. So, thank you so much for speaking about how he communicates with all others. But what about his education? Like, what has been your experience with your son's education, and what accommodations or supportive support you have you found helpful in school setting? How do you collaborate with teachers and school staff to meet your son's educational needs? Because that's the major thing. Like your son
Yeah.
just cannot communicate and sit at home. He's supposed to.
Yes.
I mean, he needs to grow up and learn things, because
Yeah.
as I was looking those statistics which I presented, there are many people who are autistic, yet they are in different positions in offices and different
Absolutely.
jobs. So I was wondering
Yeah.
how you cope up with that thing, and how school gave that. I mean, the school setting is such that they provided s- that kind of education to your son. Please explain.
Uh, this is something I can say heartbreaking. The education of my son is something that gives me cold feet. He is 12 years old but cannot formally read or write.
Mm.
Yes, he recognizes the alphabets and numbers, but has an exceedingly small span of concentration that
Mm.
forbids them to sit and learn. At home, I keep trying to make him sit and do basic exercises like joining two dots to create a line or an alphabet, or using some online portals for interactive learning, which helps hold his attention comparatively little longer. And at school, it's like more of a play method with puzzles and other board games. And but at the school, like, this emphasis is not just on education, because yeah, like we say every kid is different. Even in autism, even with autistic kids, every kid is different
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So the stress, in case of my son, the emphasis is on making kids more autonomous, like more independent than
Okay.
just reading or writing, because of course they have a different level of academic intellect. So yeah, I credit the teachers for their patience and efforts with son, because whatever he knows or has learned, it's because of them. So the root of education might be something different in his case. And yeah, they are making their own efforts to teach him how to read and write, just to hold a pencil, something as basic as that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some they are doing their efforts, and we just need to wait for that moment. So they take care of my son and have always taken an opportunity to involve me in the learning process. Like, we have this periodic assessment and PTMs, and I get a first-hand report of how teachers plan and execute things with Siddharth. That's name of my son.
Wow.
What methods they use and how he reacts to changes. All these things they keep me in loop with. That helps me implement the same things at home as well, to a great extent. And yeah, all said and done, I'm concerned about my son's formal education. So I know for a reason he's intelligent in a different way, but we you can't imagine as like as someone with this Indian connection. I think I'm too tied to norms and think how could someone earn their bread. Probably that's the constraint of being an adult and a parent.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. I can imagine
That's
the people
major
around and
fear for me at this moment. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm not. I don't think of anything else. No, I'm just thinking like, क्या होगा आगे?
yeah,
He can't read, he can't write. क्या होगा? We are not there for lifelong.
true, true,
That
true.
that's something so dreadful for me.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the only.
What we can do, I mean, what you both can do in present, looking after the present and just taking care of him. I still understand your worry. I can't.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
See, like I tell you, like we have a circle. We don't have that big social circle, but then we know kids. Oh, my son got this. He won this chess championship. Now he's in Olympiad. He's doing that. She's doing that. Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay. I avoid I avoid to take all those things,
I can understand
because
that.
I,
I can
I,
understand.
I have my own
Yes, yes,
emotions.
yes, yes.
That concern, yeah.
Yeah. So, Kalpana, we can talk about Siddharth's communication, how he communicates, and his education. But most importantly, though autism is not a mental disorder, but it's a neurodevelopmental disorder, yet uh, he must have going through some kind of emotional stress or something which is beyond. I haven't studied much about autism, but my question is, how do you support your son's emotional well-being? How do you understand that, and what coping mechanisms have you found effective during challenging times, like especially during his meltdowns when he goes out of the way and surprises you, and how do you manage things, and how do you help him understand, how do you cater to the emotional need of your child like Siddharth?
Yeah. See, there's no rocket science in this. All of you must be knowing this. Like, you make people feel loved and cared for,
Mm.
and it will take care of their emotional well-being.
Mm.
That's what I firmly believe in. I'm a mother of two kids and have other responsibilities on both the work and home front. So
Mm.
juggling between different things is a tough ball to play.
Mm.
So when it comes to Siddha, like I try to squeeze him through, take some time to sit, cuddle, and talk to him. He enjoys the most when I tickle him or say something he wants me to repeat.
Okay.
Say, for example, when I sit with him, he says, Adi cow. Adi cow means that's a cow. And I repeat it. So then he would come up with another word, another animal sounds, songs, holiday destinations, rhymes, etc. And everything he says, I repeat after him. And he derives so much pleasure out of that. He enjoys it immensely. And after some time, like we change the cycle. I say something and he repeats.
Okay.
And this story continues till the next batch of dishes awaits me in the sink.
Mm.
So yeah. So jokes about, like, this is about all about the hunky dory moments I share with him. But on the flip side, there are meltdowns that I have to deal with. Like,
Mm.
it is relatively easy at home to handle his meltdown moments than outside.
Mm.
I don't interrupt his meltdown, no, which works for me unless I see a chance of him harming himself or others. Like, I leave him in his room
Okay.
and he shouts and walks up and down his room. You know, it takes around like 10 to 15 minutes for him to calm down on his own.
Mm.
It might sound like an irresponsible behavior for a mother, but as long as it works for him and me, I'm up for it.
Mm.
I see his meltdown. I think his meltdowns are a part of his expression of frustrations he might have had throughout the day. His body responds this way.
Mm.
Since he cannot rant or vent out like us, he behaves this way. I prefer to give him his space to himself in those moments. Like, but out of the house, it becomes quite difficult for me to go.
Mm.
Like, he's a big boy, as tall as me now.
Yeah.
So calming him down, using physical force is definitely really difficult for me.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but only ice cream can calm him down. He loves ice cream back. So on a lighter note, till we spot the next ice cream shop, it is an uphill task.
Oh, so you keep ice cream at home every time, do you?
No. We have stopped doing that. We have absolutely stopped doing that because he's eating ice cream like anything. He knows where the fridge and freezer and everything is. Like, he would go and take out. If his consumption was so high. Like, if we had a box of
Mm.
12 ice cream cones
Mm.
for everyone, like we would eat, and it is gone. Like, in a day, he would eat like 4 or 5 or 6. That was becoming really bad. So we don't keep ice creams at home anymore. We
Okay.
don't. But
Okay.
when he goes out with me
Yeah.
and he knows that she can't control me,
Mm.
he would drag me. Literally, I can say, his force is so much. He would take my hand and then he go to the shop. He knows where shops are
Mm.
and pick one.
Mm.
And I ask him to wait till I pay.
Mm.
He would listen then. He would
Mm.
not listen to me when I say no ice cream, but then he would listen to me when I say wait till we make the payment to get the wrapper off. So
Mm.
yeah, this is this is how it is.
So do you think that he understands if I behave in a certain way, my mom will give me ice cream? Does he sometimes do that
No,
intentionally? No, no.
no,
Okay,
no, 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 no,
okay.
no.
Because some kids do that. So what
Yes,
about
yes.
Siddharth?
I understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
like reward system and all.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay,
when it
okay.
comes to ice cream,
Yeah.
yeah, so
So there are
it is.
so many things that you, I mean, go through for Siddharth, though he's your son. Yet
Hmm.
I have a question, like, it's a very a natural question, natural for me to ask you. Have you ever felt frustrated and irritated with your son or life? It's a difficult question, though.
Absolutely.
In what ways do you prioritize self care to manage the emotional demands of parenting a child with autism? It's a very harsh question. I would say harsh But
No, 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 no.
the
I
reality,
find it quite
yeah.
a natural question. Like, yeah, absolutely. I'm not a woman.
Mm,
I feel frustrated. Sometimes, like, I want to take a nap. I'm tired all the day, but then he starts shouting and he has his own meltdown. So yeah, I feel frustrated sometimes, and I admit it honestly. So for me, the simplest step or the simplest thing to do, if I can at that moment, I sleep.
oh,
That's my, or if not at that moment, but then whenever my head is like swarming up with all these situations in life. What would we do, what would we do, then I prefer to sleep. That's my reset button.
okay.
And yeah, apart from that, like blogging and painting, they are hobbies. As hobbies, they help me a lot.
Yeah, I know
And
that.
uh,
I see a
now
lot of things
we
you do. Okay. So
yeah,
that's,
there's been a big pause to them as
oh,
of now.
yeah, yeah,
But then yeah, in those, like, I think in 2016 I started blogging. That helped me a lot, and when I write, I
yeah.
feel good. When I paint, I feel good. So yeah, those things help me. And nowadays, after like so many years, we have started going out on holidays.
Okay.
We avoided that for a long time now, fearing our son's meltdowns.
Mm,
But that change has helped me. That the change of location occasionally, it does a great deal of help to you.
okay.
The idea is to do what you like.
Okay.
That's a therapy for your mental and emotional well-being.
Okay. Well,
So
that's
I,
part
I,
of
I try
your,
to keep things simple.
yeah, that's part of
Because
your self-care.
complications. Yeah, sorry.
That's part of your self-care. Like you take care of yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, because see, there's one more thing. It might sound a bit cliche, but then like life and situations come as a they with their default setting of complexities.
mm,
So if you can customize your own settings, like keep things simple.
okay.
So
Yeah, true, true. Okay, moving on to my next question for you, Kalpana. What are your aspirations and concerns regarding your son's future independence and well-being? How do you navigate long-term planning, such as the transition to adulthood for your son? I know it's again a very difficult question,
Mhm.
but how do you? I mean, what happens in your mind when you think about all these things? What are your aspirations as a mother?
Yeah, my only aspiration for my son is to see him, like, I want him to be an independent boy and more socially interactive. Like, as parents, there isn't a single day since the diagnosis happened when the thought, what after us, what would happen to him after us, crosses our minds. So our concern in his safe our concern is his safety and comfort, for sure. In that direction, we want to train and educate him, like, as well as ourselves, to see him an independent person who can do his simple day-to-day tasks, like getting groceries, taking a bus to and fro, interact with his neighbors, and is socially not awkward, and find an occupation.
Mm.
And actually, we are looking for a secondary school for him, because starting from this September, he has to change. He has to move from his first school to another school. So there will be a change in the curriculum. In the secondary school, there will be a change in the curriculum. The focus is to inculcate more and more kids with issues like autism into the mainstream,
Okay.
so that he can lead an independent life with respect.
Aha.
Our hunt is on for the school.
Oh.
So at home, we try to teach him simple things to begin with, like don't come out of the bathroom without a towel around the body,
Hmm.
close the door while using the toilet, and so on.
Mm. Mm.
Funny they might sound, but then these are real issues we deal with,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True,
because
true.
he,
I
he
understand.
he's not aware. He's growing up. He's not aware.
Correct,
This is
correct.
this is how I'm not supposed to behave socially.
Mm.
I'm not supposed to walk out of the bathroom without any clothes on myself. So
And
these are the things we have to teach him. Yeah.
right, right. And what types of support or resources have you found most valuable from your local community? Like you stay in Brussels, So, what kind of support system they have for people? I mean, kids or adults like Siddharth, and you can share about Brussels or back in India. Like, I don't, I haven't come across anything in India. I don't know. You must have seen anything. So, what do you want to say about it?
Yeah. Mm, Fortunately for me, right from the day my son has been diagnosed with autism, I have been surrounded by warm people
Okay, great.
who understand the other person's pain, like be
Mm.
it my immediate neighbors, the teachers, the NGO workers, and even the strangers
Mm.
whom we crossed our paths with at the moment of my son's meltdowns.
Mm.
So, they are very warm and supportive. Like I have known a particular NGO called Femizol here in Brussels for more than 10 years now,
Mm.
and they are the most wonderful group of people who has been with me through all my thicks and thins with my son.
Wow.
Like they are as good as family or close friends now. Like and his teachers, as I mentioned earlier, are very supportive, and help him progress slowly and steadily.
Mm.
So, and as a society that is aware of the problems of
Mm.
differently abled kids and adults, Belgian government as a representative has offered, and they still continue to provide immense support in every possible manner. Like be it you can take simple things like the parking space. My son, he is not no physically not handicapped, but still because there are chances of meltdowns and other issues, they have issued parking space parking card that we can use for disabled parking.
Mm.
And then of course financially they support us, the subsidies they give for kids. So yes, there are different support that we receive from the government.
Yeah.
And I see an increasing awareness in India as well. Like for the
Mm.
last 3 years,
Mm.
whenever I visited India, I have sent my son to a school called Asha Hai,
Mm-hmm.
a school for kids on autism spectrum. Siddharth enjoyed the school so much. So this year we are looking again, but then a different school as he's over 12 now.
Mm.
So there are number of institutions. The number of institutions catering to such needs are increasing, but on a societal level, I think no, don't please, no one should judge me. Like the
Yeah.
awareness regarding autism among general public is
Mm.
still on a lower ebb.
That is true.
I'm confident. I'm confident that things would change fast, and for betterment, for a betterment, with like these increased access and connectivity. So
And probably some awareness like
yeah,
this talk, people will get to know
yeah,
how we should be
exactly.
going about things. Yeah.
Because things are like when we see a kid behaving a little different from others, the first thought, right, he's doing tantrums or he doesn't want to do things, he is lazy. So
True.
these things, so till the time we think like that, and we don't think like he or she might need some help, you know
Mm.
we don't think in that way.
Mm.
So if we don't think in that way, the awareness can never seep in through.
Mm.
I tell you this particular instance from, it was in like sorry 2005. I used to be a teacher in an kindergarten.
Okay.
There was a child who has like always wants to sit at the back of the class, no matter how we push him to sit at in the front row and learn, because we always found him distracted,
Mm.
not paying any attention to what we are talking.
Mm.
Something like Siddharth, you may say, but he was talking and everything. He was verbal.
Mm.
So we as teachers found some he might need some help, and we asked the parents,
Mm.
please, please see someone, see a medical, a psychologist or someone who can
Okay.
help him.
Okay.
The parent got offended. She was offended. No, how can you say that? You think my son is retard?
Oh.
You think no? That was a reaction.
Mm.
So till the moment the way we look at things change,
Yeah. True.
it is a little difficult to find for awareness to seep in. But then I
Mm.
think there will be there's a change. Slowly and steadily people know about something like autism exists.
True, true.
And there are schools, there are institutions in India too. So
It
definitely
becomes
there will
easier
be
for
change.
parents to accept it, accept the, I mean, their family matters, I mean, this kind of issues,
Hmm.
when a larger group around you accepts it, so
True,
it
true, true,
becomes
true, true,
easier.
true.
So like in
Something called social stigma is
yeah,
there
yeah,
if it is
yeah, that's,
associated with
if the
anything.
social
People
stigma
won't
is
talk
out,
openly.
then yeah, sorry, yeah, if the social stigma is out, then it will be easier for parents to go out speaking about it normally. Like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
next question is kind of similar to that. How do you engage with
Hmm.
other parents of children with autism for support and shared experiences? Have you been involved in advocacy efforts to raise awareness about autism on your own, with your own effort, personal effort?
Hmm. I used to attend an event like cafe day. We call it cafe day here
Mm-hmm.
on the first Monday of every month, and organized by the same NGO Femizol I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
So what it does was to bring parents from different walks of life, yet sailing in the same direction. They bring parents together, and we used to share our experiences and information, that could be useful.
Mm.
So yeah, that was my engagement,
Okay.
engagement with other parents who have similar issues. And that's an endearing engagement I used to have.
Hmm.
For the moment, it is paused for my own reasons, for my professional reasons. So yeah,
Yeah.
but I hope I could go back to that again.
Yeah.
And you use the word advocacy. I don't think it is apt.
Okay.
Honestly, I have never been a part of an active awareness campaign, except for a few blogs here and there on my personal on a personal note. But yes, I have shared my experiences with my friends or parents who approached me with their set of doubts regarding autism as their
Mm.
kids were diagnosed with it.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. I'm not a
Yeah.
member of any activist, but then I'm happy to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's true. As our talk, my talk show, the title of my talk show is Mom's Take: Autism Challenges and Celebrations. My last question to you is, can you share some positive moments or achievements that you and your son have celebrated along this journey? Explain how you find joy and celebrate milestones, big or small, in your son's life.
that's the most hard question of this entire out of your entire questionnaire, I must say. And there
Mm,
are many, many, many. And those are all petty moments, but
mm,
together they look beautiful. Like as I mentioned earlier, like when he called me mother
mm,
after 8 years of his birth,
mm.
that feels amazing. Like that will remain in my memory, freshly etched forever.
Yeah, true, true.
Like I see, and there are other moments like whenever I see my son, he is choosing not to litter on road with the wrappers in his hand and carefully puts them in the nearby dustbin. Makes me
Mm,
happy and proud.
mm.
Uh, and the first time when he realized and recognized and realized that his sister, his baby sister, is
Yeah.
also part of the family, is a
Mm,
joyous moment. Like we were getting out of the car, and then he realized his sister is still sitting in the car. She's
mm,
not getting out. He would
mm.
Chelli means sister.
Sister.
Had pointed towards her Chelli.
Mm,
Why she's not coming. So yeah, he recognizing that she's a part of family.
mm,
It was a joyous moment for us as a family. Like,
mm,
and when the moment we realized he's finally properly toilet trained at an age of 4
mm,
and can communicate his need to use one,
mm,
was a bravo moment for us. Like it gave us some confidence.
mm,
Okay, we can go out now.
mm,
We don't have to to be worried about. We don't have to ask him every time in second. Like he can communicate that need.
mm.
And the first time he stayed away from home for a weekend without us, without us being around,
Mm.
instilled some more confidence within us.
Mm.
So yeah, there are no celebrations, but a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Every time we see him grow a bit more,
Yeah. Mm.
enough reason to be happy and smile a little wider.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's wonderful talking to you about your son and how you, I mean, both of you have been, I mean, carrying your life through all this upheaval, path. So hats off to you and your husband. It's really commendable. I would like to see if any of my friends or your friends, whoever has who have joined here. Three, four have
Mhm.
gone already. So
Yeah.
four of you are there: Josefa, Sudeep, Prashant, and Avinash. Do you have any question for Kalpana? You can raise your hand, and I will bring you up so that you can ask. Okay, Josefa
Yes,
has,
please.
as expected. Uh, okay. Yes, Josefa. He's a. I would like to introduce him. He's a dynamic person. I interacted with him yesterday, and he's a life skill trainer. I hope I'm
Okay.
right. So, Josefa, please introduce yourself and please ask your question.
Thank you, Chiradeep. Thank you. Hello. Good evening, Kalpana ma'am. Good evening, Chiradeep. It
Good
was
evening. Good evening.
it was a lovely session. I have heard about autism, but of course, I do not know much about it in detail. So there were
Mhm.
different perspectives that I came to know about this. And yes, as rightly Chiradeep has introduced me, I'm a life skill trainer, also a communication coach, and I'm currently building my startup Talk to Grow, which
Mhm.
also focuses on the student community, and the startup teams are the ones that I'm targeting for life skill training, not
Mhm.
specific soft skills, but something different that helps them function better. Both these target
Yeah.
audiences a little better. Right. My question to you is, in this age where both parents have to work to
Mhm.
sustain a living and sustain a household,
Mhm.
what is one challenge that you have come across while interacting with parents of children who have autism, and both of them have to go out and work? In such situations, how do they deal with taking care of their child and giving that required time to them?
See, most of the parents I interacted with, either one one parent had to give up their career aspirations, or they choose something like work from home. But as I told, like in Belgium, it will be a little bit more easier. It has been a little bit more easier because of the governmental support. But then where there isn't, it is the biggest question. Biggest constraint, biggest struggle. I understand clearly. But then, like with the advent of like a work from home situation now, it has been a little bit easier. But then, no, one of the parent has to, that's what I saw. That's what my experience says. Like all the parents I have interacted with so far. So one parent is constantly needed after the school hours or something. Or I also met parent who is school training, who is giving education at home only. The child doesn't go to school, even to the school. He's being trained and educated at school only. So
Okay.
yeah, that's a major concern.
Right, right, great. Because yeah, adding on to your last point, I also personally know a mother currently. She's based out here in Bangalore, and
Hmm.
she's teaching her children at home itself. So it's a homeschooling concept which is gaining a lot of
Homeschooling.
traction these days. And
Yes.
I think yeah, it's a sad reality that one of the parents have to give up on their careers or
True.
look for
True.
more flexible options. But
Yeah.
hopefully, if this awareness can bring in someone with an idea to maybe solve this problem, it would probably help the parents in dealing with the situation better.
the reason why one parent needs to be there, because we are so concerned about the care,
Correct.
sorry, the safety, sorry, not care, the safety of the child,
Right.
especially if the child cannot communicate, cannot speak. So
Exactly.
we are always in this two state of minds. Okay, what would be happening,
Right.
what would have happened, what would be happening. Is the person whom we trusted with is taking care of the child or not? So
Right.
these things always hover around on our mind, so it becomes difficult for us.
True. True.
So if we have more aware people, more aware professionals who would like to work with kids with autism and give them care, probably this dynamics would change. Probably parents would find more confident to go out and tend to their careers as well.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Thank you. Thank you so much for that lovely
It
answer.
was
Thank you. Thank you, Charity.
really nice talking to. I hope you got your answer.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
hope
Surely.
so.
Surely. 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 Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Josefa. Avinash has also raised his hand, so he has a question for Kalpana. What is that? Please, Avinash.
Hello, Avinash. After a
Hi,
long time.
Kalpana.
Hi.
Yeah, after a long time, good to connect with you.
Okay.
It is really a great time to listen to you and to learn from you, especially because people usually they react, but the way you took both of you to the challenge uh, to nurture Siddharth, it's really amazing, and I hats off to you the way you have
Thank
taken
you.
it positively.
Thank you
So
so
let
much.
me cut it to the particular point. I have one
Mm-hmm.
question. The
Mm-hmm.
question is often when people go through or they face such kind of difficulties in their life,
Mm-hmm.
they react to God. They
Mm-hmm.
count it as a curse for their life,
Mm-hmm.
and they react. But you never, the way you shared your story, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
find that you reacted in that manner, but you took it as a part, you accepted it as a truth of your life, and
Mm-hmm.
you made it a way, to so that I think inwardly it has helped you to take your life, to take this challenge, and to accept the truth, and work in a good manner. So,
Mm-hmm.
how is it possible for you? And did you ever count it as a curse for your life or as a bad thing, and you counted God being unjust to you in this manner? Or how did you use this part for your emotional and spiritual well being?
No, yeah, I tell you, like, honestly, like, the moment we were given this news, I was shattered, to be honest with you. Yeah, of course, I didn't take it as a curse or something. It was, I was weak within. I was weak within. That was there. But then there was no other option for me to, apart from, building up
Mm,
myself again, because there's someone who needs, if I shatter, if I go down without a fight, who will take care of the person who needs it most?
mm,
That was the thought.
mm.
Oh,
No, he needs
oh,
more care and attention.
Wow.
oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, so yeah, there I'm a human being after all. So yes, where now that I have stopped being on social media for long hours, which I used to, like, they are going to this holiday, they are going to that holiday, she's doing that, he's doing that.
Yeah.
And no, I have started working just now, but for last 10 to 12 years I had no work. I just sat at home.
Mm,
I had no career. There
mm,
were moments when I felt okay, things could have been different, but then that was not at all like, I never took it as a curse.
mm. Wonderful,
Oh,
wonderful.
And on
wonderful.
contrary, you might find it like, oh yeah, bade bol rahi hai.
Oh,
So
oh,
when I see my son, like we all like involved in like listening to politics and wo kya kar raha hai, ye kya kar rahi hai. These all things will come to our mind. But then on contrary, he's like he's into his bhajans and all. Want to eat something, ask for it and eat and go and play. So untouched by the malicious world. What you call
Mm.
Good,
no
good, 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 good.
pure, pure.
Great,
So
great.
how can I? He is happy. Like we think we with all our knowledge, we with all our intelligence, we
Oh,
keep on thinking, keep on overthinking. Not just thinking, we overthink, we burden ourselves.
Mm.
He is
oh, oh,
not
oh.
doing that. He is happy.
No,
Wonderful,
yeah, no,
wonderful.
wonderful. The way you shared, and I think it gives me affirmation and to two things. When God came to to show His love, though we often consider Him as a fatherly figure or a patriarchal person, and we go against, like, we protest like a feminist point of view. But when it came to share the love, God took the love of the mother. We
Mm.
always take that point, and we find that thing in you. And about concerning Siddharth, God, that is what, when God came, who can get into heaven? God took the took the little child
Yeah.
and He gave the example. You need to be this much pure. Okay,
Mm.
so that brings so evident. So thank you very much. It was really an amazing time for me. You
Thank
made
Thank
my
you
you.
so
evening.
much. Thank you
This
so much for
conversation.
joining
Thank
this.
you.
Thank you, Avinash. Thank you,
Thank you,
Avinash.
Kalpana.
Yeah.
Okay, here we have Prashant Kumar. Please,
Hey,
Prashant,
hi.
yeah, unmute
Hi,
yourself and ask a
Prashant.
question.
Yes, yes. Hi, Chirodeep.
Yeah.
Hi, Kalpana and
How
everybody.
are you,
So,
Prashant? How are
I'm
you?
good. I'm good. I'm good. Hail and hearty. Thank you so much, Kalpana. So, Chirodeep and Kalpana, I don't have any question today. Just I want to take a moment to express my deep appreciation for the mother like Kalpana. And a mother of a child with autism. So, Kalpana, your love and strength and what to call it, resilience are nothing short of extraordinary. Okay. So,
Thank you so much.
you are among those unsung heroes who juggle with countless responsibility. So, very well done, and I really appreciate your love towards yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. That was really
Yeah, yeah,
nice to have you on board.
yeah. No, yeah, yeah. That's it, Kalpana. Best of luck.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate and from the bottom of my heart, I thank Kalpana, my friend. We have been writing in the same blog and including Avinash also. We were together for probably 2016 to
Yeah,
till
2016.
now,
Yeah.
so almost 8 years running. So and I have seen Kalpana as a power mother and a woman of substance, and I know her uh, time of difficulties on WhatsApp. I know only now. Actually, all of us, we could, whoever has joined this talk show, they came to know about things, and the struggles of parents, of a mother who has a special child, and I can relate with, because I have been a sickly child throughout my life, and I know how difficult my family members they faced. So I can understand, but still I can understand, I can feel. But in case of Siddharth, though he can understand, but there are things which are
Yeah.
a bit different than us, but yet
Yeah.
Kalpana has stood
Yeah.
tall, and as Prashant correctly said, she's an unsung hero. Okay. So we can celebrate
Big
Kalpana.
words. Big
Yeah.
words.
No, it's from my heart. It's not just for the sake of formality, but it's from
I
my heart. I sincerely appreciate your strength. Thank you so much,
I
Josephus. Thank you so much, Prashant and Avinash and Sudeep. And
Yeah.